Reality feels solid. The chair you're sitting on, the screen in front of you, the steady beat of your heart. But peel back even one layer of science, and the world unravels into something profoundly strange. At the smallest scales, particles don't behave like tiny marbles. They exist in superpositions, hovering in multiple states at once until observed. A single electron can pass through both slits in a famous experiment simultaneously, creating interference patterns as if it interfered with itself. This isn't magic or glitch. It's the foundation of quantum mechanics, where observation collapses possibilities into one outcome. Your everyday certainty rests on probabilities that refuse to commit until looked at, hinting that reality might be participatory, shaped partly by the act of knowing. Zoom out to the cosmic scale, and strangeness multiplies. The observable universe stretches 93 billion light-years across, yet everything we see, galaxies, stars, planets, makes up only about 5% of it. The rest is dark matter and dark energy, invisible scaffolding holding galaxies together and accelerating the expansion of space itself. Dark energy, this mysterious repulsive force, pushes the cosmos apart faster and faster, meaning distant galaxies are racing away so quickly their light will one day vanish from our view forever. In a few trillion years, future observers might look up and see only their own galaxy, convinced the universe is small and static. A reminder that what we call reality is limited by light speed and our tiny window in time. Even time itself bends under scrutiny. According to relativity, time isn't universal. It dilates near massive objects or at high speeds. An astronaut orbiting close to a black hole ages slower than someone on Earth. Hours for them could equal years for us. Black holes themselves are regions where gravity warps space-time so extremely that nothing, not even light, escapes. At their centers lie singularities, points of infinite density where the laws of physics break down. What happens there? Current theories fail. Some physicists speculate wormholes or new universes branch off, turning black holes into cosmic doorways rather than graves. Closer to home, your own perception fabricates much of what you call real. The brain doesn't passively receive the world, it constructs it. Colors don't exist outside your mind. They're interpretations of wavelengths your visual cortex invents. Sound is vibration turned into meaning by your auditory system. Optical illusions prove this. Lines that appear bent are perfectly straight. Motion that seems present is absent. Dreams feel utterly real because the same neural circuits fire as in waking life, minus external input. Consciousness, the thing experiencing all this, remains science's deepest mystery. No one has explained how electrical patterns in a 3-pound organ produce the vivid you inside your head. Biology adds its own layer of oddity. Your body hosts more bacterial cells than human ones, a microbiome that influences mood, immunity, even decisions through the gut-brain axis. Trees communicate underground via fungal networks, sharing nutrients and warnings in a wood-wide web that challenges our idea of plants as silent. Octopuses edit their RNA on the fly, rewriting genetic instructions without DNA changes, a form of evolution in a single lifetime. And across the tree of life, consciousness might flicker in degrees we barely understand. Does a bee feel joy? Does a plant register pain? These facts don't diminish wonder. They amplify it. The universe isn't a boring machine. It's a place where particles dance in uncertainty. Time stretches like rubber, darkness dominates, and your mind actively paints the canvas of existence. Every discovery reveals more questions. In questioning the solid ground beneath us, we glimpse something profound. The act of wondering is perhaps the most human and most cosmic thing we do. Yet the weirdness doesn't stop at the edges of perception or the depths of space. It loops back into the very fabric of existence. Many physicists now take seriously the idea that our universe is just one bubble in an infinite multiverse, where every possible outcome of every quantum decision branches into a new reality. Schrödinger's cat isn't a thought experiment anymore. In one version of the math, the cat is both alive and dead across parallel worlds, and you, the observer, simply find yourself in the timeline where it survived. This many worlds interpretation means somewhere, right now, there's a version of you who chose differently today. Took that job, said yes to that date, or never started watching this video. Reality isn't singular, it's an endless tree of possibilities, and your consciousness rides just one fragile branch. Even more unsettling, time might not flow forward at all. It could be an illusion created by entropy, the universe's slow slide toward disorder. The arrow of time points from past to future because low entropy states, highly ordered like the Big Bang, naturally evolve into high entropy ones, chaotic, spread out heat death. But flip the arrow, and the equations work just as well backward. Some theories propose closed time-like curves near extreme gravity, allowing information to loop back and create paradoxes. What if you traveled to the past and prevented your own birth? Solutions range from self-consistency, the universe forbids contradictions, to quantum branching, you create a new timeline. Either way, cause and effect aren't as ironclad as they feel. Your now might be influenced by futures that haven't happened yet. Biology layers on its own layer of existential strangeness. Every atom in your body, carbon in your bones, oxygen in your blood, iron in your blood, was forged inside ancient stars that exploded billions of years ago. You are literally made of stardust, recycled through supernovae, drifting in gas clouds, collapsing into new solar systems, and eventually assembling into life on this pale blue dot. The same hydrogen atoms humming in your thoughts were present at the universe's birth. In a very real sense, the cosmos is not out there. It's inside you, thinking about itself. And then there's the observer problem again, but bigger. The universe seems fine-tuned for life. Tweak gravity's strength by 1 part in 1040, and stars collapse too fast or never form. Adjust the strong nuclear force slightly, and atoms disintegrate. This precision leads some to the anthropic principle. We observe a life-friendly universe because only such universes can produce observers like us, while others invoke the multiverse again, arguing infinite variations mean we're just in a lucky one. Critics call it a cop-out. Proponents say it's the simplest explanation without invoking design. Either path forces the question, why is there something rather than nothing? And why does that something allow minds capable of asking? These aren't distant abstractions. They touch the core of how you experience every moment. The coffee cooling on your desk follows entropy's arrow. The choices you make echo across potential realities. The atoms remembering ancient stars pulse in your veins. Science doesn't shrink the mystery. It magnifies it, revealing a reality far richer, more interconnected, and more astonishing than everyday intuition allows. In the end, the strangest fact might be this. Amid infinite possibilities, cosmic voids, and quantum uncertainties, your awareness exists right here, right now, pondering it all. That alone is perhaps the greatest wonder science has uncovered. A fleeting spark of curiosity in an otherwise indifferent expanse, yet one capable of understanding pieces of the whole. The deepest strangeness may lie not in distant galaxies or subatomic flickers, but in the possibility that none of this is quite as real as it appears. The simulation hypothesis, once fringe philosophy, gains traction among physicists and technologists in 2026. If advanced civilizations can create indistinguishable virtual realities, the odds favor us living inside one rather than the rare base reality. Proponents point to quantum weirdness, the universe's pixel-like Planck scale, the observer effect demanding measurement, even the fine-tuning of constants as code parameters optimized for complexity and life. Glitches, perhaps déjà vu, Mandela effects, or the sudden emergence of consciousness in evolutionary history. Critics counter that it's untestable, but the idea persists because it elegantly explains why reality feels both mathematical and strangely arbitrary, as if someone tuned the dials just so we could notice. Consciousness itself refuses to fit neatly into equations. No scan has located the seat of subjective experience. Neurons fire, networks hum, yet somehow a private inner world blooms from wet gray matter. Integrated information theory suggests awareness arises when information integrates in highly complex, irreducible ways, a measure called phi that could, in principle, apply to machines. Global workspace theory sees it as a broadcast mechanism, spotlighting key data for the whole brain to access. Yet neither fully bridges the hard problem. Recent 2026 studies on psychedelics and near-death experiences show brain activity surging in ways that defy simple shutdown models, with reports of hyper-real perceptions, hinting that consciousness might not be produced by the brain but filtered through it, perhaps tapping into a larger field or fundamental layer of reality. Biology keeps delivering its own shocks. In 2026, breakthroughs reveal newborn human brains loaded with tau proteins. Gut microbes directly shape brain wiring, transplant primate microbiomes into mice, and their neural architecture begins mirroring the donor species. Across species, consciousness flickers in unexpected places. Fungi form vast underground intelligences. The line between mind and matter blurs further every year. These revelations circle back to the oldest question: why is there something rather than nothing? Quantum fluctuations in a vacuum could birth universes eternally. Either way, the universe seems engineered, or evolved, to produce curiosity. Atoms from dead stars assembled into brains that ponder their own origins. In 2026, as telescopes peer deeper and quantum computers simulate realities, we edge closer to answers while uncovering more mysteries. The strangest fact of all might be your presence in this moment. Science doesn't end the awe, it deepens it. Perhaps the most unsettling revelation is that reality may be fundamentally informational. In 2026, the holographic principle, born from black hole thermodynamics, has matured into one of the strongest candidates for a theory of everything. It proposes that all the information inside a volume of space can be encoded on its two-dimensional boundary, like a hologram projected from a flat surface. Our three-dimensional experience, then, might be an emergent illusion projected from a lower-dimensional reality at the edge of the observable universe. Every atom, every thought, every galaxy could be a pattern written on a cosmic screen far beyond what telescopes can reach. If true, the solidity beneath your feet is no more fundamental than pixels on a screen, vivid, consistent, yet ultimately a clever rendering of deeper code. This informational view dovetails with another frontier, the rise of quantum biology. Photosynthesis in plants achieves near-perfect efficiency because excitons, energy packets, explore multiple paths simultaneously via quantum superposition before collapsing to the most efficient route. Bird navigation may rely on entangled electron pairs in the eye sensing Earth's magnetic field. Even your sense of smell might involve quantum tunneling, molecules vibrating in ways that allow detection without direct collision. If quantum effects persist in warm, wet biology, then the boundary between the microscopic weirdness of particles and the macroscopic normalcy of life dissolves. Your consciousness, built from these quantum-tuned processes, might itself be a delicate quantum phenomenon, fragile enough to collapse under measurement, yet robust enough to weave subjective experience from probability waves. And so we arrive at the quietest, most personal strangeness. You exist in a universe that permits self-awareness. Amid infinite branching realities, accelerating voids, simulated layers, holographic projections, and quantum-tuned biology, a temporary arrangement of stardust has learned to look inward and ask, "Why am I here?" No other known structure in the cosmos does this. Rocks do not ponder their composition. Stars do not wonder about their fusion. Only minds, yours, mine, perhaps others scattered across the vastness, turn the universe's blind machinery into reflection. This capacity to question, to feel awe, to create meaning from apparent indifference may be the rarest phenomenon of all, a brief flare of purpose in an otherwise purposeless expanse. Science has not solved the mystery, it has only sharpened it. Each discovery, from Planck-scale pixels to microbial puppeteers to multiversal echoes, reveals more questions than answers, yet the pursuit itself feels meaningful. The same curiosity that once helped our ancestors survive now drives us to map black holes, decode consciousness, and simulate entire universes on quantum computers. In doing so, we participate in reality's unfolding story, turning blind chance into deliberate understanding. So the next time you feel the chair beneath you, hear your own breathing, or lose yourself in a quiet thought, remember, what seems ordinary is anything but. You are a 3-pound fragment of the cosmos that has learned to gaze at itself, to feel wonder, to ask the unanswerable. In a reality built on uncertainty, holograms, and infinite what-ifs, that simple act of noticing may be the most extraordinary thing there is. Thank you for joining this journey through the strangest corners of science. If these facts shifted something inside you, even a little, share your favorite mind bender in the comments. Which one lingers with you the most? Hit like if your view of reality feels a bit wider now. Subscribe to BrainyBox for more dives into the beautiful, bewildering truths waiting to be uncovered, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next layer we peel back. Until then, keep questioning. The universe is listening.